Isn't it great when you learn your first few open position chords? And you're happily busking away with some of your favourite songs and you think to yourself, this guitar playing lark's quite easy. But then it's brought to your attention that certain chords are only accessible via this inhuman method called barring, and you're introduced to some kind of monstrosity like that, and you think this is literally physically impossible. And then you're sadly thinking, I always wanted to be a musician, but now I'll have to settle for being a drummer or something. Well, steady on. Before you do anything rash, let's look at a few ways you can start to get used to how to play these bar chords. Now, in my experience, the first bar chord that people are usually introduced to is F. And for perfectly good reason. It fits very nicely with a lot of those open position chords you will have already learned, like C. It's an obvious chord change to have a go at when you're first trying bars. However, I don't think the F chord is the best place to start our barring journey from. There's a couple of things that make it a particularly difficult bar chord to do, first of all. Firstly, you're at the area of the neck where the string tension is the highest and the frets are the furthest apart. This does make it quite a lot harder. And also, if you're playing, let's say, some open position chords and incorporating the F amongst them, it's quite difficult to change from a non-barring position to a barring position and back again. That takes a little bit of getting used to. I think it's far better to get used to bars by playing a sequence made up entirely of bar chords. So we're going to deal with a couple of minor shapes today, which I think are a lot easier to start playing than the major shapes, but we will incorporate a major shape in a little while. We're going to start a little bit higher up on the neck with a G sharp minor chord. It's also hopefully quite a good advert for bar chords, because this is a key that would literally be impossible to play on the guitar if it weren't for bar chords. So we're going to be barring up at the 4th fret, and then we're going to be playing an E minor shape with these fingers here. So you've got a bar at the 4th fret with your first finger, and then the 3rd finger and the little finger are on the 5th and 4th strings at the 6th fret. Hopefully you'll find straight away that's a little bit more tolerable by being just that little bit higher up the neck. Now, another thing that will make that a little bit easier, you'll notice we're not using all 4 fingers the way we have to if we're playing an F chord. You've got this middle finger going spare, which is quite useful because you can do that to the singer when they get annoying. But also, you can use it to add a little bit of weight to the bar chord. If you get used to leaning a little bit onto that index finger, you can help exert the pressure you need with that first finger across those 6 strings. And also, on the point about leaning, a lot of people for some reason think they've got to keep the finger directly facing forward. You don't. The grooves of the strings are kind of on that part of my finger, not that part. So you're kind of leaning a little bit like that. Okay, so once you've gotten used to that chord, let's have a look where we can go next. Alright, well, if you've got that G sharp minor sounding nice and crisp and clean, I think it's time to be a little bit ambitious and let's incorporate some actual chord changes. So what we're going to do here is move from a G sharp minor to a C sharp minor. Not a big leap here at all. The nice thing about this chord change is you're able to maintain this bar across the 4th fret, and you're just going to be moving from the G sharp minor to the C sharp minor like that. So what's involved there is, as I say, you're keeping that bar at the 4th fret, and these fingers are now just playing an A minor shape here. So you've got your middle finger on the 2nd string, 5th fret, your 3rd finger is going to go on the 4th string, 6th fret, and your little finger is going to go on the 3rd string, 6th fret. Now, when you first start doing this, you probably will find it quite fatiguing to hold that bar shape. But you do get used to it, and it is, I think, a lot easier than constantly having to change between barring and non-barring. So don't worry, absolutely everyone goes through it, and if your chords initially sound a little bit more like that, that's perfectly normal, just persevere. So we got our G sharp minor and then C sharp minor. And then we're going to move up to a D sharp minor. So this is the exact same shape as the C sharp minor, just moved up 2 frets. So our bar is now at the 6th fret, middle finger on the 2nd string, 7th fret, 3rd finger, 4th string, 8th fret, and little finger 3rd string, 8th fret. And that's D sharp minor. And then we're going to go back to our first chord, G sharp minor. So we've got G sharp minor, C sharp minor, D sharp minor, C sharp minor, G sharp minor, sorry. Okay, and when you've got used to those chord changes, let's play along with a bit of music. So I've cobbled together a little backing track here, which goes like this. So we're going to be holding each chord for 1 bar. And what you're aiming to do is just to get the chord to sustain as long as you can across the bar. Try to resist the temptation to release the pressure straight away, because then the chord dies a bit of a sudden death. So we're going to strum and hold right up into the following chord. Okay, so if you feel you've got those shapes down, please feel free to join in. Here we go. One, two, three, four. Okay, all going all right so far, hopefully, but we can't avoid those major chords forever. So I've got a little bit of a continuation of the same track here. It goes like this. Very, very similar, clearly, but there is a slight difference. What I've done here is I've replaced the return to G sharp minor with an F sharp major chord. So our sequence this time is going to go G sharp minor, C sharp minor, D sharp minor, and then F sharp. And then back to G sharp minor. The F sharp then, if you're not sure, bar at the 2nd fret, and then your fingers here are going to play an E major shape after the bar. So that means your middle finger is going to play the 3rd string at the 3rd fret, 3rd finger is going to play the 5th string at the 4th fret, and the little finger is going to play the 4th string at the 4th fret. And by including that, we're just getting used to moving the bar around and moving between some of the more common shapes. So one more time we have G sharp minor, C sharp minor, D sharp minor, F sharp, and then round again. All right, let's give it a go. One, two, three, four. Now, it's very easy to forget, if you've been playing for a while, just what a big hurdle bar chords are when you first encounter them. So, worth repeating, please don't worry if you do find them really, really tricky at first. Absolutely everyone does when they first try them. It's just a case of getting your hand used to it through sheer repetition. So hopefully by playing along with something like that, you'll start to see some breakthroughs. But anyway, I really hope that was useful. Please consider liking and subscribing if it was, and I'll see you with something else very soon. Thanks a lot.